Drake, best of luck this weekend. How difficult has it been for this team to focus over the last month and a half?
I think this year in general it's been difficult, but everyone has sort of been pushing through. With COVID and everything going on, it can be hard to stay focused on the task at hand. But our team has done a tremendous job staying focused in practice, and I think things are going really well.
Lindsay?
Sorry, Drake. Good afternoon, Drake. So yeah, I asked Steven this, and as another leader of the team, I wanted to get your thoughts as well without bringing up number 22. You guys have been very vocal on Instagram with a statement, almost all of you released, and then the other day with the One Love supporting decals or stickers. So it seems like clearly you guys have a message you want to further share. Now that we have like a lot of media here, what is the message of the team to those two particular messages?
The message is that we want to show support for One Love, which is an organization which we does great things both in lacrosse and in the world as a whole.
As a veteran, have you been one of the driving forces behind the message of writing that Instagram post or of coming up with the idea to show that support at the game the other day? How's that originated?
That type of stuff all happens within the team. Everything we do is a team decision. Every single kid in the locker room has a say.
And will you be wearing any kind of decals of support in Saturday's game?
You can expect similar stuff to what you saw in the Robert Morris game, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Nico?
Thanks, Tyler. And, Drake, again, I asked Steven the same question here, but now that it is the NCAA tournament, is it kind of like, hey, this is a fresh start, this is a new start, whatever struggles on and off the field are gone, this is, a whole new season, win or go home? Is that kind of the mentality of you guys? And if so, can you kind of describe that for us?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's an awesome feeling. I think we've had a couple of our games sort of get out of hand, and naturally that can sort of bog you down. But just having, honestly, a non-ACC opponent, a new opponent to go against, someone who I've never played, no one on the team has ever played them, it's exciting. It's an awesome sort of feeling. It's like a fresh start, and I think we're all just so pumped to get out there in Maryland under the lights. It's just a really cool thing, and I would say, yeah, it feels like a fresh start.
Marco?
Hey, Drake, I wanted to ask you a little bit about Jake Caraway and what you've seen from him while prepping for the game so far.
Yeah, Jake Caraway is super talented, really strong, athletic dodger. And he goes really hard to the net. And he, when he wants to score, he's going to try to do everything in his power to score. He's sort of he's just a really tenacious player. He's really scrappy, huge on ground balls. And he's really talented.
And just a quick follow-up. How do you think playing in the ACC against so many great attackers has prepped you for facing Caraway?
I think, he plays, every attackman is sort of similar and different in different ways. And he plays sort of a style that, we might have seen a couple times in terms of just dodging really hard. But I think that definitely preps us. We're ready for anything. We face so many different types of offenses with strengths in different areas. Relative to other years, we've seen so much talent in different positions. So it's been great. We always have something to sort of reference off of from the regular season.
Tyler?
Drake, I also asked Steven this question, but knowing that this could very well be your last game wearing the orange uniform in between the pipes, what has been your mindset specifically heading into this week? Yeah, honestly, I think goalie is a position where there's often there's a lot going on upstairs sometimes, and I think for me it's just knowing that these could be my last 3 weeks with a bunch of friends who I've enjoyed my 5 years with. I'm just trying to make it last as long as possible. So I'm having fun, enjoying the moments, and trying to make it every time. It's just one more week with my friends.
We'll go back to Mario.
Drake, Coach Desco touched on how well this group of captains has been able to lead this team, and the media we've touched on an outstanding job you guys have done. How have you kind of taken it upon yourself to try and lead this team over these last couple of months?
It's funny, when I was an underclassman, I never really knew if I was going to be a captain. So a lot of this has been pretty new to me in my 5th year. But I think for us, it's just listening to the team and trying to represent the guys on the team as best as possible. I think we want to listen to every single player, freshman through 60 or senior class, and understand what they want and how they feel, and then a lot of that is just conveying that to the coaches or whoever it may be, and just trying to make sure that everyone feels happy and represented. I think that's been sort of the biggest learning lesson for me.
Thanks, Drake. Good luck, man.
We'll go back to Lindsay.
Hello again. So flashing back to 2 or 3 years ago when you first took the starting job, and I was asking Coach about you, and I was asking you about you, I think the one thing that kept coming up was how quickly you rebound from bad goals and bad performances and just put them aside, which goalies have to do. So as we head to these last few games and you look to your maybe second half of the season, I'm sure there's some goals and games you'd rather have back. Where do you think you are now personally? What do you think you have to do maybe better than you have the past few games to kind of get on a tournament run here for the Orange?
I think, that's an interesting question. I think I've made a couple small adjustments to my game, stuff I won't really get into because it could be a scouting report for another team. But I think, so much of it is just not letting this stuff get you down. I think there's an interesting thing I read about the law of averages in sports, and hitters who might enter a slump, and then just understanding that the law of averages, if they've been somewhere in their career, they're probably going to get back. So, there's been a couple I wish I could have had, but at the same time, I'm hoping that I'll just keep the faith, keep pushing, and the law of averages will work out, and I'll be where I know I'm talented enough to be.
I'm going to guess this has been harder for you, right? Because, as a veteran, you take it probably pretty personally. You're not going to throw your defense under the bus and say, hey, guys are getting some great chances against you. How have these last few weeks been for you mentally?
I think I'd be lying if I said it was super easy, but at the same time, to be honest with you, I just take it day by day. It's how I guess you've known me for 3 years now. That's how I've always sort of tried to handle myself and show myself. And I want my teammates to know that I haven't lost confidence in them, and I haven't lost confidence in myself. I've played a lot of lacrosse games, I guess good and bad. And I think right now, like we said, it's a fresh start, so it's a great opportunity.
Thanks.
Roshan and then Andrew.
Drake, I wanted to ask about Owen Seabold. Obviously, he's been in the lineup for the past 3 games. What have you seen from him, facing him in practice over the past couple of weeks, and I guess in game 2?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wish I could say that, this was some great shock, but I think a lot of us on the team sort of knew it was coming. And I think I talked at the start of the year when he was emerging as a force on the second line about how a lot of the guys on the team had been expecting it. And, this was no surprise to us. And for him to, go down there and step up, it's great for him. But we all knew how great he was and how he would step up when given the opportunity. So I think, for us, it was no big surprise. And he scored on me a lot over the years. So it's nice to see him do it against other goalies.
Andrew?
Hey, Drake, I wanted to ask kind of a pro-lax question. With the PLL draft kind of gone and now you trying to kind of leverage yourself for a training camp invite, I know like you've mentioned before, like professional lacrosse is always a goal of yours. I guess, how does this process work for you? Are you trying to leverage connections you have within the PLL? Or are you like talking with coaches, or how does this process work for you to try and get a training camp invite?
I mean, to be honest with you, for me, it's I'm just trying to stay focused on what's right here, what's right now in front of me, and that's the I guess 61 guys who I owe the best of my ability. So that hasn't really been a focus for me at all, and that's something I'll probably worry about after the season. If I guess that's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you.
You got time for a couple more, Nate?
Hey, Drake, I wanted to go back to Notre Dame week for a minute. What was the response that you received personally when you guys made the decision you did early in the week?
I can't really get into that very much. Sorry. Thanks.
Thanks.